Inwarata no Sahai is still my amiable name, and I'm so elated to come your way this morning and make your day a premium value one. Now, as a corporate trainer, since the last 3 weeks, I've been focused on the need for you to have employees with healthy self-esteem. I think on the very first, the episode of this series, I did hammered on the benefit of you as an employer having staff or employees with healthy self-esteem. Now, one of them is that employees with healthy self-esteem see every problem as solvable. They see every challenge, every problem as figurative, but you can always figure things out. You can always solve the things out. When they have challenges, when they have problems, they do every research possible to make sure that the problems or the challenges are resolved. If they lack the expertise and the capacity to do so, they reach out to people they know have such capacity, or people that have occupied that job role before, and then they just make sure that things are resolved. They have this attitude of all things are solvable. Now, on the second episode of the series, I had to also equip employers with strategies and ways they can also instill healthy self-esteem into employees they already have who may have a challenge with their self-esteem, employees that may be having negative self-esteem. And one of the things I hammered on is for you as an employer to create a psychologically safe work environment, an environment whereby people are not afraid or ashamed to bring their views and opinions to the table for fear of receiving backlash that will psychologically, emotionally deflate them. And it is very important that you take this teaching seriously as an employee, as an employer, and as a boss. Today the focus is on how to recognize job applicants with healthy self-esteem. You are recruiting, you're in a recruiting exercise, you want to employ people, you want somebody to fill a job vacancy in your organization, in your business, and it is important you are able to select those who have healthy self-esteem. And that is why this morning we are looking at how to recognize job applicants with healthy self-esteem. What are the things as an employer, as a recruiter, what are the things you should look out for during the recruitment exercise? And one of those things you need to look out for when involved in a recruitment exercise, trying to get employees with healthy self-esteem, is for you to recognize those that have confidence but not arrogance. Those that have confidence but not arrogance. Now, there is a whole lot of difference between being confident and being arrogant. Now, a confident applicant, a confident person is somebody who is able to articulate his or her strengths, his or her areas of expertise, and they are able to articulate it in a way that it aligns with the job role that they are about to be employed into, or that they are being interviewed for. And in also articulating it, they have this open-mindedness, they have this openness to want to still learn. In other words, they are teachable. Yes, I have this expertise. Yes, I can do X, Y, Z. I can do A, B, C. But I'm still open to learning because, learning is what build your capacity and help you to be able to bring solutions to the table in any job role that you are occupying. So confident applicants, confident people have this ability to be able to say, this is what I can do, and this is what I can do for you, this is the value I can bring to the table. And they still express that openness to want to still learn more as they work in the system or work in the organization. This is attributes that you need to look out for, which speaks volume that an applicant has healthy self-esteem. Very, very important. And this is different from being arrogant. Arrogance is what people with low self-esteem use to cover their insecurity. You see, arrogance is actually a trait of insecurity. It's a trait of low self-esteem. And insecure people, low self-esteem people try to use arrogance to cover, this weakness that they have. You see, arrogant people, they have an over-exaggerated sense of self-importance. They overstretch their self-importance, and they try to paint a picture of not having any form of weakness or any form of area of lapses or deficiency. You see a situation whereby when the tax is executed, when the tax is completed, when the project is executed, arrogant people find it very, very difficult to acknowledge the contribution of other team members. But this is not the case, for confident people, people with healthy self-esteem. So in your interview exercise, in your recruitment exercise, you need to look out for this. Very, very important. Then the second thing you need to look out for to recognize applicants with healthy self-esteem is to look out for those that are comfortable with criticism, those that are comfortable with constructive criticism. Now, employees or people with healthy self-esteem are not afraid for you to draw their attention to their weaknesses, or their mistakes. They are not afraid for you to do that. They are not afraid for you to, you drawing their attention to their weaknesses, to their failures. What they want to, the kind of approach and attitude they have is that, they learn from their mistakes. They make sure that, it doesn't repeat itself again, and then they move forward. You also need to look out for those that show resiliency. Those that show resiliency in the sense that, they have gone through, periods of failures in their life. They have gone through challenges, difficult times. And with all these challenges and difficulties they've gone through, they are still able to motivate themselves, and then they move on, they push on. These kind of people are assets. They are people with healthy self-esteem. Despite the problems they face, despite the challenges they've encountered, despite the life issues they've experienced, they still able to muzzle their way through life, and they just forge ahead. As a recruiter, as an employer, this is one thing you need to look for in candidates, because it speaks volume that such candidates have healthy self-esteem. When such people are working with you, no matter the challenges also that they may encounter in that job role, you still see them motivating themselves and muzzling their way through to make sure that the issue is resolved, or the problem is resolved. Very, very important. The concluding one this morning, we are looking at how to recognize job applicants with healthy self-esteem. What are the things you need to look at for? The first one I said, look for applicants, or look for confidence but not arrogance in them. Then look for those that are comfortable with constructive criticism. Then look for those that show resilience, people that are able to muzzle themselves through challenges, no matter, what it may be. Then the concluding one this morning is that look for those that respectfully disagree. Those that respectfully disagree. This is one challenge we are having now, especially with those generation they call the Gen Zs. If you go to the social media space, when somebody make a comment or somebody makes a statement that they don't agree with, they become very abusive. They are trying to express their own disagreement with that point of view or with that perspective. They become very, abusive. They become very, very disrespectful. And when you are in a recruitment exercise, or you are interviewing somebody for a job role, you need to be able to make sure that these are not the kind of people that disrespectfully disagree. People who respectfully agree, people disrespectfully, people who don't agree with your views, and one of the ways they respectfully show that they don't agree is that they try as much as possible to be tactful. They try as much as possible to be diplomatic. Being tactful or being diplomatic is being able to tell you the bitter truth without offending you. Being able to bring you to that point where you can tell somebody, oh, thank you for bringing this to my notice. And these are the kind of things you need to look for in a job applicant, or in employees, or people that you want to use to occupy a job role. As a way of review, we have looked at how to recognize job applicants with healthy self-esteem. The things to look out for. First of all, I said look for those that are confident but not arrogant. Look for a trait of being comfortable with constructive criticism, and then look for those that show resilience, and then also look for those that respectfully disagree. And you connect with me through my social media handles at Nosa Speaks. Connect with me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Thread, on X, on TikTok. At Nosa Speaks one. Connect with me on Facebook, or just enter my name, Inuagata Nosahai. Then send your questions across, make your inquiries, and then we are able to build a better workplace, a better organization, a better business for you, and take things from point A through B, to Z, and then to the next level of success for your business and organization. I've been seeing you next week Wednesday. When I return, I will say remember, amiable, Inuagata Nosahai. Your day is so blessed. Thank you.